Hello and welcome to this yet another brand new episode of Editors Roundtable, where editors of One India join you from all the corners of the country and bring you up to speed with the week that has just gone by. Joining us on the broadcast today, Ajay Mohan, Ajin, Stephen, Ritesh Ghosh, Avinash Sharma, Kanaya. We have Shivendra Gaur, also Nagin Singh there
Thank you,
as well.
Pankaj.
Thank you, gentlemen, for taking time out today. Let me begin with you, Kanaya, first. I know down south it's rains time, and the way it is pounding heavily there in that part of the country looks like the political upheaval that is happening in the two Telugu speaking states. The rains also are changing their mood and timing this time around. Help us understand what is happening with the BRS. I see a distinct pattern on a national level as far as the BRS is concerned, and then on the state level. Half of the party members moving towards Congress on the state level. And is it correct to say that on the national level, there is a parliamentary meet that is going to happen for the BRS to merge with the BJP?
Yes, firstly, good evening to the panel members out there. And yes, two Telugu speaking states, politics are actually they are on a heat. To be exactly, BRS now the BRS party, Congress is actually pulling the BRS MLAs here in the state. Whereas when it comes to the parliament, Rajya Sabha, they have five Rajya Sabha MPs, wherein BJP has already gone in touch with the five BRS Rajya Sabha MPs. So now
Okay.
what is happening is when we come to the state assembly, out of 39, now BRS is only left with 12 MLAs. So
Hmm.
there's a saying like what goes around comes around. So I just wanted to remind our viewers that BRS party, when it first came to power, then it was known as a TRS party. So way back in 2014, so they have actually hosted MLAs from TDP.
Hmm.
So at that point of time, the current chief minister, Revanth Reddy, the current chief minister, he was in TDP back
Hmm.
then. So now he is the CM from Congress. So what is happening is, the interesting point to be noted here is the BRS MLAs who's been switching the party to Congress,
Hmm.
they are of TDP blood once upon a time. So those MLAs are now they are coming into touch with Revanth Reddy, and they
Hmm.
are seeing their safe place. So that is one.
Okay.
And one more thing now, actually, what is happening there in this at a higher level in parliament wise means Rajya Sabha. There is news coming in that BJP is actually in talks with the BRS MPs from Rajya Sabha. So as we know, anyways, their number is not perfect over there also. So the what is happening here is even there is also news that it's KCR who is sending their MPs to BJP. So there are some internal issues happening there. His daughter Kavita is stuck up over there. Actually, she has applied for a default bail over there. So everything will happen automatically over there. Once she gets a bail, all the things will be
Hmm.
formal.
Very interesting, Kanaya, because I distinctly remember almost a year down the line in one of the studio discussions, I had made this proposition and that was the time when K. Kavita's name had come up in this Delhi excise policy case, liquor policy case. And I had made a point that this, ferocious attack from the KCR might go blunt if this case continues. And we are seeing some sort of repercussions of the same excise policy case. You are absolutely right when you say that K. Kavita's name is there. And for a KCR, obviously, whether to choose his own words or whether to secure the safety and release of basically or clear name of his own daughter matters the most. In the neighborhood in Andhra Pradesh, Kanaya, a new government has come into picture. This time around, obviously, Chandrababu Naidu, as we have seen in the politics also down south, that a lot of socks are promised before the elections. But lo and behold, last week also, if I'm not wrong, Chandrababu Naidu met the Prime Minister. The
Yeah.
talks of money, exchequer running dry was talked about. Is he trying to point out at the failures of Jagan Mohan Reddy government, that they ran the coffer dry and he has nothing left to run the state?
100%. So, actually, when he met Prime Minister the last week, our sources say that he was not given any assurances because now BJP is more worried about the four state coming up elections. It's in Jharkhand, Haryana, Jammu Kashmir, and Maharashtra. So I don't think so. Center will be in a position to fund AP with a special package as of now. So the thing is that it's clearly now what Chandrababu is doing is that he's actually releasing white papers on various departments, and he has taken a pot shot at Jagan Reddy's government, saying that he has totally ruined the state. Now the state is facing the financial crisis. Now what the public is asking is when Jagan Reddy was actually giving away, he was throwing away those schemes, monetary schemes and all. TDP was the party which was in opposition and has blamed Jagan's government, saying that with this kind of governance, the state would turn into a Sri Lanka. So now that they are in power, and they have a promise even more than what Jagan Reddy has promised. So now Chandrababu is releasing the white papers, and he's completely actually pointing his fingers at Jagan Reddy, and he's giving a clear indications. He's sending a clear indications to the public that Jagan Reddy has ruined the state financially, and moreover in the white paper that he released, when we observe carefully, there is no time bound given. Like when the Polavaram project, that is the lifeline of the Telugu state. So when the Polavaram project will be completed, and moreover there is no deadline given, like when the capital Amravati will be completed. So that is one thing that is going. That's a hot debate going on social media as well. And
that's
moreover,
$1 million question. Yes.
Yeah, and moreover, pressure is building on the government as the Super 6 needs to be implemented, because it was his core promise, wherein 20 lakh jobs or financial assistance of rupees 3,000 to the jobless youth. That is one, and 15,000 to every school going student. Now that's 15,000. There were actually guidelines released by the government, wherein during his election campaign, he said for each student who is going to the school will be given 15,000. But now yesterday there was a GO given wherein only the mother will get 15,000. So that's all again a mismatch, and people are actually they are posing questions on social media. A lot of debate is going on, and farmers are waiting for their financial assistance as this is the sowing time for them. So actually, a promise was made that 20,000 would be given to the farmers. So that is also actually not addressed till now. And yearly 3 free gas cylinders for every household. That is also one of the this thing for Super 6 in Super 6, and 1,500 per month for every woman aged above 18 to 59. So that has not been addressed as yet. And free bus travel for women. So free bus, Karnataka is implementing, whereas Telangana is implementing. But we are seeing a lot of women actually quarreling among themselves in the bus. So we have to see whether this will work out in Andhra, because he is known as a good administrator. Chandrababu is more than a leader; he is known for his administrative skills. So we should see how things will go on.
All right, freebies, Super 6, and a catch-22 situation. Kanaya, thank you so much. I would request you to please take our leave and continue with your editorial job at hand there. Kanaya there from the twin Telugu-speaking states of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. शिवेंद्र जी is there. शिवेंद्र गौर. शिवेंद्र, अभी जो developments हुई हैं पूरे week में, there are two big developments that have happened. The first one, let me begin by asking you about the armed forces next of kin policy. And as we all know, Rahul Gandhi started a debate saying that अग्निवीर को पैसे नहीं मिले, उन्हें compensation नहीं मिला, ऐसा उन्होंने पार्लियामेंट में बोला, जिस पर बीजेपी सरकार ने उस पर जवाब भी दिया. ये पूरा का पूरा जो अग्निवीर अंशुमन को लेके सर अभी जो कंट्रोवर्सी चल रही है, इसको आप किस तरह से देखते हैं और where does it end? ये खत्म कहाँ होती है?
थैंक यू पंकज जी. इस समय जो मुद्दा है बड़ा भावुक जगह पर आकर केंद्रित हो गया है. हम कहते हैं कि शहीदों की चिताओं पर लगेंगे हर वर्ष मेले, वतन पे मरने वालों का यही बाकी निशान होगा. बहुत अच्छा होता है और ये होना भी चाहिए. मेले लगना चाहिए, उनके निशान रहने चाहिए. लेकिन यहाँ जब ये हुआ और उसके बाद जिस तरह से कीर्ति चक्र दिया गया, माँ थी, बहू थी, तो एक पॉलिसी ऐसी थी, वो इसलिए बात कर रहा हूं, कहते हैं कि जिसके हाथ पर चिंगारी गिरती है जलन उसको पता लगती है। तो दोनों पक्षों की यहां पर मजबूती जरूरी है, जिसमें जो शहीद होते हैं उनकी पत्नी और उनके माता पिता। यहां पर एक देखने पे आया, एक पॉलिसी है जिसे शॉर्ट फॉर्म में नॉक कहा जाता है, नेक्स्ट टू किन। इसका अर्थ जो सेना में है वो ये है, जो अभी तक है उसमें यह है कि जो सिपाही होता है या जो भी सैनिक होता है, जिस पद पर भी होता है सेना में, बड़ा हो छोटा हो, तो उसके अगर उसने शादी नहीं की है तो जो नॉक होता है, जो करीबी होता है, वो उनके माता पिता होते हैं। और जैसे ही उसकी शादी होती है, यानी कि विवाह होता है, उसके बाद वो पूरा पूरा पत्नी उसका हो जाती है। और दुर्भाग्यवश कहें, और जो फिदा होता है वतन पे, वो इसे अपना मतलब भाग्य समझता है। और हम उसके परिवार वाले भी समझते हैं कि अगर किसी परिवार में शहीद हो, दुख होता है, लेकिन जहां शहीद होता है उनका मान सम्मान भी बहुत होता है। तो ऐसी परिस्थिति में दोनों इसके पहलू हैं, परंतु मुख्य पहलू यहां पर आ जाता है कि जब शहीद हो गया उसके बाद उस परिवार का क्या होता है। उस परिवार में अलग अलग परिस्थितियां होती हैं। अभी जो अभिमन्यु सिंह की परिस्थिति आई, चूंकि उसमें मात्र 6 महीने या कुछ समय बाद वो शादी के, विवाह के, उनकी वो शहीद हो गए। ऐसी परिस्थिति में उनकी पत्नी की अलग स्थिति है, उनकी मजबूती भी जरूरी है। लेकिन इसने क्या किया, इस नॉक जो कानून है उसमें कीर्ति चक्र लेते समय जब भले ही उनकी माँ और पत्नी साथ थी, लेकिन वो भी उन्हें गया, और उसकी जो राशि होती है जो दी जाती है वो भी 100% 50 लाख की उनकी पत्नी को दी गई। और इसके अलावा और भी कई ऐलान होते हैं जो गांव घर इलाके से भी मान रखते हैं। जैसे उस इलाके में सड़क बने उनके नाम की, उस इलाके में घर तक कुछ सुविधाएं हो, वो सारी चीजें होती हैं। तो इनका पहलू ये, यहाँ पर उनके पिता ने, यानी कि जो शहीद हुए अभिमन्यु सिंह के पिता ने एक बात उठाई, और मुझे लगता है कि वो बात किसी मायनों में सही है। मेरा अपना ओपिनियन है, क्योंकि मैं अपने पत्रकारिता जीवन में ऐसे कई मौके आए, चाहे मेरठ में अजय की बात हो, चाहे आगरा में बात हो, मैं उन पे गया और वहां मैंने उन परिवार को रोते बिलखते कुछ परेशानियों से जूझते देखा। तो वहां पर क्या होता है कि ऐसी परिस्थिति में क्या हुआ, जैसे कि पत्नी चूंकि यहाँ पर कम उम्र की है, उसे आगे जीवन है, बहुत बड़ा उसके आगे जीवन है। पति का दुख जरूर है, सेना में है, लेकिन उसे अपना जीवन आगे बढ़ाना भी है। तो परिस्थितियां ऐसी हो सकती, वो सास ससुर से अलग हो जाए। तो मेरा मानना यह है कि यूपी में, एमपी में, राजस्थान और हरियाणा में इस तरह की व्यवस्था की गई। पिछली बार यूपी में ये किया गया कि उस जो राशि थी जो दी जाती है 25 लाख रुपए, यूपी गवर्नमेंट अपनी तरफ से देती है शहीद के परिजनों को, तो उसको उन्होंने क्या किया, दुगना कर दिया और 70% पत्नी को और 30% माता पिता को दे दिया। मध्य प्रदेश ने अभी पिछले ही सप्ताह ये एक मीटिंग हुई, उसमें ये घोषणा हुई, उसमें मतलब निर्णय हो गया सभी पक्षों से, चाहे वो कांग्रेस की हो चाहे बीजेपी, सारे एक मत से हो गया कि 50% पत्नी को, 50% माता पिता को। ये उन लोगों ने कर दिया। मैं यहाँ पे बस अपनी बात समाप्त कर रहा हूँ। तो मैं समझता हूं कि सेना के स्तर पे भी जो सेना से राशि मिलती है उसमें, और जो कीर्ति चक्र है, जैसे कि हम कहते हैं कीर्ति चक्र की भी 2 प्रति हो जाना चाहिए, एक पत्नी को और एक माँ को दे जानी चाहिए, ताकि अगर पत्नी चली जाए तो अपनी यादें पति के साथ लेकर के मायके चली जाए, या अपना आगे जीवन दूसरे शादी कर ले, विवाह करते, तब भी उसके पास रहे। और उसके जाने के माता पिता भी उस चक्र को देख के कि मेरे पुत्र ने इस देश के लिए जिंदगी कुर्बान की थी, मेरे पास है। और जो ऐसे ऐलान है, जैसे गांव में सड़क बनना है, वो शहीद के अपने गांव में ही बने।
बिल्कुल शिवेंद्र जी, very valid point that you have raised, that at least 2 citations or 2 equal measures should be given to the parents and to the next of kin also of deceased gallant soldier. Thank you so much, Shivendra. Stay with us. Very quickly, before I open the gates for the all-important new cricket captaincy, Nagin Singh is there waiting for us patiently. Nagin, I know you are hard-pressed on time. I just wanted to ask you whether Joe Biden is going to pay the price for his gaps that he keeps making come October, November, when United States votes.
Well, I think it's not Joe Biden who is paying the price, but it's more for the American citizens who are paying the price, that they're left with such a kind of candidates On one side they have Joe Biden, and on the other side they have Donald Trump. So even if Democrats, most probably they will replace the candidate, the way it seems that the number of cafes and the number of controversies that he's doing, and that to an international platform. It's not something that he was speaking in one of his own events of White House, but it was NATO summit, and the world leaders from across the globe were there, and they were discussing a topic which is of very big importance, not just for USA, for Europe, and of course for India and for the world. On one side we have Putin, and on the other side we have someone like Biden, who is making these cafes on the regular basis, and this is breaking the internet. So of course,
Right.
when elections come, then these topics become the trends. Of course, Trump side and the Republicans, they want to ensure that they profit on Biden's mistake.
Mhm.
White House has already clarified that he's not suffering from Parkinson's or any such
Right.
disease. However, the biggest problem, or what Americans would be worried, that what kind of candidates they are getting to fight for them, and who will be their new president. Of course, these events are going to highly impact the elections that are going to happen in November, and we have already started seeing that Republican Democrats are looking for another candidate, maybe Kamala Harris or Obama's wife. She
Right.
will come up as the new candidate. So overall, elections are there. We have seen what happened in Indian elections. So now the colors of US elections, we have already
Mhm.
started seeing it, and with every single event coming up, we will see the media's attention on Joe Biden, and every
Right.
single mistake, the gaffes, and him stumbling upon the stages, and while
Mhm.
flights,
Indeed.
we are going to see all that.
Indeed, and again, very quickly, I know, for the United States, it could be the first chance that if Michelle Obama joins in the ranks to
Right.
compete with Donald Trump instead of Joe Biden, US could see a very well a new female prime minister for the first time. Kamala Harris, when she became the VP, then also a lot of appreciation notes had come by. One other lady which is making headlines globally is Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni. Her eye roll this time around, maybe supposedly after waiting for Joe Biden,
Correct.
speaks volumes. She has been at loggerheads with state leaders quite a lot these days.
She is a young politician, and she is a far right leader. We should not forget that
Mhm.
she is someone who appreciates Mussolini. She's someone who has hated countries like France and USA. I mean, of course, there have been veiled attacks, and of course, they are part of NATO, so they have to be together on one stage. But somewhere down the line, I think this is the acceptance of these world leaders, that they know Biden, who is over 80 years old, it is difficult for him to run a country like America, which is the so-called greatest country on the earth, and
Mhm.
the country that really rules the places like NATO and United Nations. We know their
Right.
evil approach at these places when they come up with all kind of vetoes when they want the war to continue. So they may show different figures and they may show different colors, but Georgia Maloney, a young leader, she is under 50, and she is
Right.
literally, I mean, these reactions are natural reactions that came on the stage. There are funny videos that have come up when Joe Biden made the gaffe when he called Zelensky as Russian President Putin. So
Mhm.
all this is bound to happen, and I think we are going to see more of that in till November.
Zelensky quickly said, by the way, Zelensky quickly said, I am better than him.
Well, Biden said that he cares for everyone. He even cares for Putin.
Putin also.
But there could be a direct war. We don't know. We
Yeah.
are already living maybe the World War III. So let's see how Biden, and how after U.S. elections things change and the international politics changes.
Absolutely, absolutely. Nagin Singh there. He will be bringing you all the details from the US elections. Keep watching One India on YouTube, where Nagin and his team produces one of the finest stories as far as the US elections are concerned. Nagin, thank you so much for speaking to One India. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure to speak to you. Ajay Mohanji, I know I promised Avinash that I'll be coming and touching on cricket, but I can't wait to know before we hit the bullet speed. Ajayji, the bullet train from Ahmedabad to Mumbai is making headlines. You have some details for that. When is this bullet train coming? And
Yes,
investment on bullet train is one thing, and securing and putting coverage on other trains is another matter.
right. See, the coverage is again a different matter. It will come after the bullet train is in. Okay.
Okay.
So the thing
Yeah.
is that most importantly,
Hmm.
the railway minister Ashwini Vaishnav, he announced in the month of March, I think he said, "Ki bullet train will hit the track in the
Hmm.
in 2026." Right. So I think the speed is up, and National High Speed Rail Corporation has just made the announcement just few hours back that out of 8 railway stations in Gujarat,
Hmm.
the work of 4 stations is almost completed. Means the concourse level slab is completed in
Hmm.
4, or not 4. It's 5 actually, 5 stations.
Right.
So that means once the level is done, so
Hmm.
the only thing is they have to just put up the platform and other works to do.
Right.
And these stations are Vapi, Belamura, and Surat, Ahmedabad, and Anand. So there will be 4 more stations will be in Maharashtra. The speed is actually it is already taken up. So
Okay.
most importantly, what I see is they have announced that there will be a separate business class launch,
Hmm.
just like you see in airports. So
Right.
just be ready with your credit cards. You will definitely get benefit of those credit cards,
Yes.
free dinner, lounge, whatever you want.
Right.
So
Well,
I think yes, yes, it's a very good news actually,
Mhm.
which actually hit the market just today, and I think that's the only because of that only the railway shares are also going up.
Okay, they are also
Right,
speeding up.
right. Yes, 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 yes.
Ajayji, it's a very critical aspect. Public transport, public travel, especially trains, they have gone
Right, right.
several notches up as far as the last 10 to 15 years are concerned, with all the Vande Bharats and the high-speed trains coming up on the stage. But train safety and security is also one of the aspects that India needs to work equally upon.
Yes, yes, it's really very important for it's a matter of
Absolutely.
safety. After all, the
Mm.
government has the responsibility to make sure that safe journey for all.
Hmm.
And definitely, the new version of the Kavach is also already in. So
Hmm.
let's see how
Let's hope for the best.
things
Let's
will.
hope for the
Yes,
best.
yes, definitely it will empower the things.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for bringing us up to speed, as we say, with the latest
Yes.
from Mumbai and Gujarat, the newest and the fastest bullet train ready to hit the track very soon. Avinash Sharma is there, and Ritesh Ghosh and Ajin. All three of them have their uh, inputs ready for the new coach of Indian cricket team. Avinash, starting with you first. Gautam Gambhir, a serious man in himself. We have seen his run-ins with Virat Kohli earlier at the IPL franchisee matches. How do you see this team working with Gautam Gambhir as of now?
Pankaj, I think it's going to be a different thing. I mean, coming at loggerhead with each other during the IPL matches was a thing of the past. And what we saw in this year's IPL season, how both the players were hugging each other, walking hand in hand, and sending out the positive signals even during the IPL in 2024. So,
Mm,
and Gautam Gambhir, I mean, he's getting a lot of uh, good reviews from former cricketers, and everybody on social media is going gaga over what kind of a difference is he going to make in Indian cricket, because we all know Gautam Gambhir as a no nonsense man. He's been
mm,
there, he's done that. Whether it's with the IPL teams that he's been part of, or also even during his very short stint as an Indian captain when MS Dhoni was not leading the side due to an injury. So Gautam Gambhir actually helped India win a very crucial 5-match ODI series against New Zealand at home. And there we found a superstar in Yusuf Pathan, because Gautam Gambhir had his back and he kept backing Yusuf Pathan to the hilt, and we saw how big a star Yusuf Pathan ended up becoming, and now that we see him as an MP from West Bengal as well. So the popularity of Yusuf Pathan, and in a way, it was Gautam Gambhir's uh, appreciation and hand behind Yusuf Pathan. Now, coming to the, I mean, if you talk about his dimension with the Indian cricketers, it's going to be better because he's been a part of the Indian cricket team for quite long, and most of the players, if we talk about the senior ones, they have actually spent a lot of time with him in the dressing room. If you talk about Rahul Dravid, who just left as the Indian coach, only if you remember, only Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli are and Ravichandran Ashwin could be the third one to have shared the dressing room with Rahul Dravid in the Indian side. But now they have a player like Gautam Gambhir, who hasn't retired long back. So they definitely have shared a lot of banter in the dressing room. So they must be. It will not be a challenge for players to gel with him. Yes, as I mentioned earlier, he's a no nonsense man, so he will not allow anything, any loose talks or loose ends. He's going to leave for India to become a force to reckon with.
Right. Who will be the captain, by the way, or who is that?
That's a $1 million question actually. There are quite a few contenders. If you look at the T20Is, Hardik Pandya seems to be the front runner because he was the vice captain of the Indian cricket team when we won the World Cup in the West Indies and US. He's front runner, and but whenever Hardik Pandya is not fit, or because we have seen him struggle with his fitness and the injuries that he's had in the past, I could see Surya Kumar Yadav take up the mantle for India's captaincy because he's one of the best batters in the world in the format. Also, he's a batter, so it also eases the job. We have not seen too many bowlers being named the captain of the Indian cricket team in the past as well. There are quite only a few exceptions like uh, uh, Anil Kumble, if you just look at in the past, and Jasprit Bumrah. But given the fact that Jasprit Bumrah has a lot on his plate, he has to think a lot. He has to lead the pace bowling attack and the bowling attack overall. The team management might still look out for a player whose job is at least easier than Jasprit Bumrah. Let's not forget the fact that Jasprit Bumrah is one of the biggest match winners India has ever produced in across all three formats. But Surya Kumar Yadav, because of his past relationship with Gautam Gambhir as well, seems to be one of the very big contenders for India's future T20I captains. And let's not forget the fact that a few months back, just Gautam Gambhir was the mentor of the Kolkata Knight Riders franchise, where Shreyas Iyer helped the team lift the trophy and the drought of a long IPL trophy for the KKR Knight Riders fans ended. So, and he has proven his credentials as a good captain as well. So there are quite a few contenders.
Right, absolutely. Avinash, thank you so much. And a mention of Kolkata Knight Riders, Korbo Lorbo Jeetbore. We have Ritesh Ghosh with us. Dada, how does it feel? I mean, winning IPL team, KKR, Gautam Gambhir's stint there as the mentor, and now the coach for the national team. Kolkata must be, it's a good news, sweet news for Kolkata cricket fans.
Yeah, obviously, when Gambhir took over in 2011, we all know KKR was actually in dismantled shape. It was broken down after Ganguly's captaincy, and again that McCallum episode happened. Then he, with him, Kolkata Knight Riders survived, and in the next year we got the trophy in 2012. So again in 2014 we got the trophy. Captain was again Gautam Gambhir. So when he was leading the side, KKR was a different team. When he left in 2007, after that, KKR team was not there up to the mark. But again, when he took over as a mentor, the team, the management, the players all were charged up, and we see the result that KKR after many years, after almost 10 years, we got the trophy again for the third time.
Right.
That is the thing that will surely boost up the Indian team also, because his mindset, his approach to the game, his understanding of the game was much better. And another thing I just want to mention that when Gautam Gambhir's name was around for Indian coaching staff or a main India coach, that time India have not won the World Cup that time. So there's a lot of hype that if Gambhir comes, India will get the momentum. India will win all the world championship,
Rahul Dravid did
T20
it.
and everything. And in between, Dravid on the cup. And so I think Gambhir will feel the pressure from the very first day because India have already won the T20 World Cup. So pressure will be mounting up on Gambhir. And again, when Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma will not be playing the format, especially the T20 format, there will be issues Gautam Gambhir will be facing from the day one, I guess.
Valid point. Ritesh, stay with us. Arjun Stephen is there with us. Arjun, thank you so much for waiting patiently. What is your view on Gautam Gambhir's upcoming challenges, and how does Kerala view this change in the leadership?
Actually, Gambhir's coming as a coach gives hope for a lot of players. Like especially for Kerala perspective, we can look onto Sanju Samson because there are some few players Gambhir appreciated really well. I think in 2019 and all, Gambhir appreciated Sanju for being he's one of the best young batters we have got. So players like Sanju, even Varun Chakravarti, and there are a lot of players who come to India and they did not last that long. So there are a lot of hope for that kind of players who can get back to team and prove their actually the real talent. I think the players have that mentality of okay, it's Gambhir, so we have a chance. We have a second chance to prove. So that's my point for Gambhir's coach as well.
Right. Okay. I know it's blessing in disguise for the Indian team. Avinash, one final word from your side, if you want to just add here. Looking at the performance of Indian cricket team in the last recently concluded World Cup, plus the exit of three of the stalwarts from the T20 format of the game, how well do you think that the Indian team is poised as of now to take on the international challenges?
I think it's still it could be managed, Pankaj. The team looks good. We are seeing what the young team under the leadership of a young captain in Shubman Gill is doing down under in Zimbabwe. They were pushed against the walls. In the first match, we saw them losing out to, if you can use the term, Minnows, Zimbabwe. But the way this team bounced back and they've played back-to-back good games, they've won the two matches and they are 2-1 up in the 5-match series. And we believe this team will not end up losing the next two matches, and they'll come victorious from the Zimbabwe tour. We have seen a lot of youngsters proving their credentials and rising to the occasion and becoming some of the stalwarts of the game. There's been the best example of MS Dhoni. He first came to the international for when he was touring as India A player for on Zimbabwe, and it was the time when MS Dhoni just shot to fame because of his six hitting abilities, a good cricketing brain that he had, and rest, as we all know, is the history. So I think the Indian cricket team is in good hands. Yes, the absence of Kohli's, Rohit's, and Jadeja's is going to be missed. They will be missed badly, but I think it was good from them on their part that they decided to let go of one format where you need to blood in young players, and what better opportunity for them to just gain some experience, because the next T20 World Cup is 2 years down the line, so you still have plenty of time left to just fine tune and find the new match winners or champions of the future.
Absolutely, Avinash. Thank you so much, Avinash, Ajin, and Ajayji for joining on the broadcast today. Shivendraji, very recently, today itself, before we started the show, the central government, the BJP, has announced that it will be commemorating or observing June 25 as संविधान हत्या दिवस. ये इमरजेंसी को लेकर जो सरकार ने एक तरीके से कटाक्ष किया है अभी कांग्रेस पर, किस तरह से देखते हैं आप इस पर? इससे सेलिब्रेट करके क्या मिलेगा?
निर्णय से अभी भी मैं ये मान के चलता हूं कि जो लोकसभा चुनाव में जो परिणाम रहे हैं,
Mhm.
और वो देखा जाए तो खासतौर से बीजेपी के अनुरूप नहीं रहे। मैं एनडीए नहीं कह रहा हूँ, एनडीए की मंशा अलग है, बीजेपी की मंशा अलग है, मैंने ये देखा है। और उसमें ये सर्वेक्षण में या शायद उनके सर्वेक्षण में भी और चीजों में माना गया कि जो संविधान को लेके इंडी गठबंधन ने वार किया, चाहे वो 400 पार को लेके बीजेपी सांसद और बीजेपी विधायकों के कोई इधर उधर छोटे के से बयान आते रहे कि संविधान बदल देंगे, ऐसा करेंगे, और ये माना गया कि संविधान बदलने की बात को लेकर के एक बड़ा नुकसान हुआ है, चाहे उसमें आरक्षण को लेकर बात हो या दूसरी तमाम बातें हो। मतलब संविधान बदलने की बात का जो एक चिन्ह है या टैग है, वो बीजेपी पे लगता हुआ दिख रहा है, संविधान को चोट पहुंचाने वाली बात का। और इसी बात को इंडी गठबंधन ने भी, अब वो ये सच्चाई क्या है, चुनाव कैसे हारा, इसके बहुत सारे कारण होते हैं, लेकिन एक बड़ा वजह है, उन तमाम वजहों में से एक बड़ी वजह संविधान पे होने वाली चर्चा मानी जा रही चुनाव के दौरान। तो इसको लेकर के इंडी गठबंधन का संविधान की कॉपी हाथ में ले जाना, उसी को लेकर वार करना, ये उन्होंने लगातार जारी रखा। उन्हें लगा ये एक अच्छा स्टेप है आगे के चुनाव के लिए भी। और यहाँ पर बीजेपी के पास एक जो पहले से वो कहते आ रहे हैं, इंदिरा गांधी वाला जो चैप्टर है उसको उन्होंने जिंदा किया है, और उसी को उन्होंने उसमें ही उन्होंने इसकी काट, इंडी गठबंधन के संविधान को लेकर जो हमला है कि ईडी उसकी काट उन्हें इसमें दिखती है। और इसको वो जितना धार कर सकते हैं उतनी धार उन्होंने पहले दिन जो है स्पीकर के द्वारा भी लगवाई, राष्ट्रपति भाषण में भी उसका जिक्र था, और अब ये उन्होंने एक बड़ी चोट की है कि उसको अपनी, चूंकि पावर में है तो उन्होंने लिया है, और जो राजपत्र जारी हुआ है तो उसे एक ऑफिशियली उन्होंने मान लिया गया। तो ये उनकी ये पूरी राजनीतिक है, और ये एक तरीके से उस संविधान पर चुनाव के दौरान उन पे हमला हुआ है, उन पे टैग लग गया है, उस टैग को, उस दाग को, उस 400 पार के बाद उस दाग को मिटाने के मैं उस कदम के रूप में उसे देख रहा हूँ, इससे ज्यादा कुछ नहीं।
Shivendra, thank you so much for breaking it down for our viewers, and how after the elections, the war of words between the Congress and the BJP is only getting sharper and sharper. Yesterday we saw the Balak Buddhi versus Bal Buddhi, and now we have Samvidhan Hatya Divas directing on Indira Gandhi's emergency and how the BJP views it. So thank you so much. Ritesh, one final electoral question to you. Bypolls are underway. I mean, how do you see it? How is Didi's TMC placed? How is the Congress placed? How is the West? Any resurgence? Any sort of victory there?
Yeah, it is done on 10th, and result yet to be announced on tomorrow, 13th. And as we discussed in the last meetings, TMC is poised to get all 4 seats, because we know it's a by-election. TMC, this is the government party, they are ruling. So there's a lack of interest also I see in the opponents, especially Congress, left and other small parties. BJP is a official opponent here, but still BJP also a bit reluctant in fighting TMC. After the debacle of last election in Lok Sabha, how BJP shredded to only 12 seats. So there is a misfunctioning, I would say, within the party, the leadership, the Bengal leadership of BJP. It's all happening, and they are trying to get it over from it to fight TMC back in 2026 in the assembly election. But right now, I don't see anything good news coming up for the opponents. It's all TMC here.
Right. It's all TMC maintaining its tempo also there from the recently concluded Lok Sabha polls. So thank you so much, gentlemen. I really appreciate your time on this weekend and the beginning of the weekend here. And we wish you all the very best for the next 2 days, and see you on Monday. So that was it, the new edition of Editors Roundtable. Thanks for watching. Have a lovely weekend.
Thank you.